All right, guys, what's going on? This is going to be Thursday, the 10th of April, 2025. Figured I'd show my face in this video here. It's been a while. We're going to take a look at a couple of my snakes, do a little bit of an update on a couple of them. So we'll get right into it here. So pardon me for a minute while I bend down and get this one here out. And this girl actually looks like she's going into blue. Okay, yeah, I haven't looked at this one for a few days actually, so not to worry, but yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. So this is Ariel, my blood python Brongers, my normal. All right, so it's always good to see these guys go in the shed, which lets you know they're growing, obviously. Get this chair situated. And this is about 1.5 years old snake here now. I've had her for over 1 year now. And I figure, like I say, I'd do a video this way. I haven't done one of these videos. It's probably been at least 1 year or a little longer since I've done where I can actually just hold a snake and show you guys, you know, instead of just always filming, you know, with one hand trying to keep a snake contained, basically, and try to film, you know, with the other, obviously. So, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, she's definitely going into a shed cycle. So try to see the belly. You see how it's kind of faded. And of course, her whole coloration is drab. She ate a rat last week. And I had her out over the weekend. I think it was Sunday. For a handling session, but of course now it's Thursday, so yeah, so she's going into another phase here, so which again, like I say, is just shows she's growing. So you can kind of see here she's getting some good size to her now for 1.5 years old snake here. She was about a month, maybe 2 months old when I got her. In December, mid-December was, like I say, 1 year that I've had this one now. And this one here has been a complete, placid, docile blood python ever since I saw it and got it. And the year before, on my other channel, you're right, on my other channel, the year before this one, I had another one just like this, so I have a feeling that the parents of the breeder that the reptile shop gets these from were probably the same parents because it was the same coloration snake. It was a blood python then on my C-Serpents channel on YouTube here. I got blocked out of that channel. You know, I tried several times to get into it, back into it. I couldn't do anything with it. So I made my channel now that I've had over 1 year, you know. But anyway, enough of that. But that one, in the opening video on that, if you go look at that, you know, look that channel up, whatever. In the opening video on that blood python, it does bite me when I go in to grab it and whatnot. And it was kind of standoffish and you know, striking a few times that I would get it out. I had it for about 2 months then. But yeah, it was sort of, you know, gave me a little bit of a hard time there. Before I got rid of it, I traded it. The last 2 or 3 times that I pulled it out, it ended up being docile like this. And at that time, when I got that snake, I could kick myself, to be honest, because I didn't know at the time they had 2 Python Curtises there. The black Curtises with the orange eyes, you know what I mean? They had 2 of them there. And I didn't know much about these guys at that time, so I picked out the one that was like this color, you know, which I still think is pretty. I think this is a nice looking normal coloration. But if I had known that those Python Curtises were what they were and everything, I would have grabbed one of those in a heartbeat back then. We'll put this girl up and we'll get another one out. But yeah, so anyway, lesson learned, you know. I mean, I love all the snakes, don't get me wrong, but those Curtises are pretty cool. But like I said, this girl has just been a dream ever since I got her, so I have no complaints whatsoever. So we'll get her back in. And I've got another one of my balls that's going in the blue too. I'll try to show her ever so quickly here, my little clown girl. I discovered this actually yesterday, that she's going in the blue as well. So we'll just get her fast, show her off. All right, girl. And you see how dark looking she looks. She's usually a more, light coloration. She's my cinnamon leopard blade clown. But again, you can kind of make out on her belly somewhat. It's kind of, gray and whatnot. But her colors are definitely drab. And her and the new girl, the new Pied, I'll bring her out in a second too. But anyway, they both had rats, obviously, that last video I took. So they all 3 had rats last week, so I'll skip them all this week, and then next week, feed them again. All right, so we'll put this one up here. All right, you go back into your cave, you do your thing. And like I say, we'll just quick show the Pied off. She's had 2 rats now since I got her. So she's doing extremely well. And I discovered on the receipt that when I bought this girl at Pinellas County Reptiles, I discovered on the receipt, I wasn't paying attention, this girl actually has hypo in her. So she's a she's a hypo butter OD, Orange Dream, Pied, or ball python. And she did shed right before I got her. So this is basically, clean snake here. This is basically what she looks like, all fresh, new skin, basically. So she's being a little bit, just kind of wanting to, doesn't really want to stretch out too much, but that's fine. Clarice, Ariel was the one, that first one I showed. Ariel, that's my blood python. Clarice is my clown. And then this girl here, I decided to name Hazel. So this is Hazel, my piebald ball python here. All right, so I don't want this to get too lengthy here. We'll go ahead and I'll pull Mars out actually. Just so you guys can see how big he's getting. Because he's over 2 feet now. And actually, yeah, he's out. Yep, he's out. All right, little babe. Okay. So yeah, this guy's over 2 feet. This is my black milk snake. And we'll end the video with this guy here. But anyway, And he'll be in about a week. On the 18th of April, he'll be 8 months old, this guy. And these black milks, you know, they come out the tricolor here, the white, red, and black, or a cream color instead of white sometimes, but mostly white. And but you know, every time they shed, they'll get, you know, a shade darker and a shade darker until, like I say, in a couple of years, you're looking at an all black, jet black, iridescent, beefy milk snake. All right, we'll kind of stretch him out so you can sort of see. And these guys are calm, docile. They're probably the calmest of the milk snake family, of all the milk snakes, more or less. But yeah, he's over 2 feet. I've measured a couple of his sheds that I was able to get intact, you know, in one piece. And he has perfect sheds. I don't even keep track of the humidity in my house. The temperatures normally are like at 75 during the day, and we'll drop it to say 71 at night, you know, for sleeping. But, you know, he's got his heat and his cool, whatever. He normally stays in the middle of the tub, so, you know, that's his comfort zone there. That's what he likes. But, you're all right, little buddy. But anyway, but no, he has perfect sheds. I have no issues with that whatsoever. I don't even provide a humid hide, just because, like I say. Now, it'll come off in pieces sometimes because of just what he's rubbing against, you know, and it'll tear apart or whatever. So it's not a humidity issue whatsoever with this guy. But sometimes I can't get that perfect to measure out, you know what I mean? But I know his last shed, it ripped in half, but I was able to sort of piece it together. And he's about, I'd say, 2'3", you know, basically right around there. And these guys are about 1 foot long when they hatch, as it is. So these are a bigger, right out of the egg, a bigger milk snake. So. All right, so let's get this one wrapped up here too. I'm sure the video is probably getting a little lengthy. But I'm loving this whole rack system here now. I can't even tell you. And I never thought, when I started out about 4 or 5 years ago, I never thought I would end up, you know, where I am with snakes. I've got like 18 snakes. It never thought in a million years that I'd have racks set up. I had tanks before and whatnot, you know, tubs, whatever, little. But anyway, so, but yeah, so this, to me, this is like perfect for, I mean, I live in a condo, you know, so I don't have a whole lot of space. I don't have an actual designated like room per se, you know, so, anyway, so I don't have an actual room to keep these in, so they're just sort of in the corner here of the place, but it works, and that's all I need. So for now, we're going to wrap this video up here, and just a few of the snakes, just kind of doing little update stuff here real quick. Curtis is out, and no, I'm not food. All right, we'll show Curtis ever so quickly here. And this is my anaconda het albino, about 2.5-year-old, maybe going on 3-year-old male hognose, Western hognose here. And I'm kind of starting to wonder, I mean, he does have a longer tail, so I'm pretty certain that he's a male. I haven't tried, you know, popping or anything, obviously, but I'm pretty sure that he's a male. Because actually, Clementine is actually bigger than he is now. And I'll have to do a video maybe at some point just showing the two of them together. But Clementine's bigger than this boy here. So, and I know Clementine's a female. So anyway. But yeah, so this dude's doing great. You know, he's pretty big, you know. His head's the size of my thumb, you know. He's got some good length to him. All right, let's put him back. All right, little buddy. So yeah, for now, just like I say, a quick little deal on the snakes, and that'll take care of this for now. All right, guys, take care.